Bonjour, everybody. Hi, this is Neshi Locatz. Welcome to Star Nation's organization fan page, our main fan page here on Facebook. And good morning, Sunday morning to you. Just trying to, it's Sunday morning here. What can I say? I was kind of playing around with the lighting in here. It might be a little bit too dark now. Good morning, Elise. We're still kind of testing things out up here at the Star Nations Academy, so we can do recordings and that sort of thing from here. Although doing it from the house, from my office space or the Four Seasons porch down at my home is more convenient. You know, it doesn't have quite the same ambiance or anything like that, but you know, have to try to be versatile, and I want to use the space up here. When we're not teaching classes or doing meditations or that kind of stuff, it'd be nice to be able to be up here because you know what? It's quiet and it's peaceful up here. And down at the house, sometimes it can kind of get like Grand Central Station and noisy. You know, when you're doing a recording or a live stream, sometimes you really need to have it quiet, and that can't always be the case down at the house, that's for sure. So I hope everybody's doing well on this Sunday morning, May 20th. It is here in Tomah, Wisconsin. It is cooler. It was like 42 degrees when I got up this morning. You know, I've been in the Four Season porch. That's where I usually have all my plants from like May until maybe the first week or second week in November. But this spring season, I haven't moved them out there yet because the temperature hasn't been consistently like, you know, mid 50s in the early mornings. And I don't want to lose any of my plants with it being too cold. So hopefully I'm going to give it one more day and see what tomorrow brings. And hopefully we'll be back up at the 50s in the early morning. Good morning, Tina. Thank you for joining us this morning. We appreciate it. Sunday morning. Today I have tea, and today I have a new mug. I'm waiting for my Star Nations mug to show up, but my husband got me this mug. He is a volunteer and contributor to the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, and I have a thing about elk. I do. You know, I'm a drum maker, and so I do make a lot of elk drums, and I do volunteer for them too. It's more for the conservation piece here in Wisconsin. We have two herds of elk here. One up in north, it's about 3.5, 4 hours drive from here near Clam Lake. And for those of you who are in Wisconsin, and the newly introduced herd, which is about 30 minutes away, 20 minutes away from me, is the Black River elk herd. And so lots of times Paul and I will go and take a drive and see them up there because it's only 20 minutes. So I know, you know, it's usually it's coffee, but this morning it's tea. It's tea this morning. Yeah, it's cold, huh? For the season, I think. Good morning, Jocelyn. So glad you could join us. Let me know something, okay? Because you guys on the live stream with me, you know, we've been testing out a few things here, cameras and sound equipment and that sort of thing. And I switched over to my laptop, my MacBook Pro. And you guys have been very helpful in letting me know what the picture is like and the sound and that sort of thing. Today, I'm kind of playing around with my lighting. And it seems a little dark to me. If it is, please let me know, and so that way I can do an adjustment for the next live stream. And that way we're fine tuning things, you know, tweaking here and tweaking there. And I'd appreciate that if you guys could give me a little feedback. That would be great. Now, and if you noticed, we're adding a little. I've had this sign behind me since May of 2015. We just haven't used it much. I was going to mount it on a frame and get it hung up on the wall, and I haven't done that yet. And I'm kind of glad I didn't. I don't know. I might still, because I think I can still fit it on the easel if we do. And I thought, well, I want to see what that looks like in the backdrop, so that everybody knows that they're watching Star Nations, and this is Star Nations organization. And in the organization, the services we provide are the Star Nations magazine, the Star Nations radio network, now live stream here on Facebook. And we also have the Academy where classes, both in person and also online or classes. And we also have the publishing end, and those are books. And we're going to be doing a calendar, I think, this year, if I can fit it in. We have the Tarot Journey that's already published by Julie Hedges and Missy Nana. Author is Minnie Kansman. Those are the two first books we published. And now we're working on one with Ortrine Franklin, and also a brand new author who is just now starting to join Star Nations. Everything. Her name is Madonna. I can never pronounce her last name, but it's another children's book about whales. I think you guys are going to love it. And we're also working on a perpetual calendar. So that's coming out of the publishing end for 2018. Yay. Well, actually, Madonna's book is going to be the spring of 2019. Because it's about whales. We want to hit either February, March timeframe for her publication, because that is when the special day and special month to recognize whales is about. So, yeah. Oh, good. Thank you, Elise. Everything looks fine. Maybe a bit dark, but the window is super bright. Yeah, I know that. You know, I could always close the curtains or bring down the shade on that, but I'm not sure. I kind of did a little something different with the lighting in front of me. So we'll have to play with that a little bit, I think. Maybe the next time it'll be a little bit brighter. I just don't want to get up and leave an empty chair and leave you guys hanging, right? Yeah, it's a bit dark. If you guys don't mind, I will go up and switch the light around a little bit. You guys take a look at my altar behind me. This is the main altar at the school here at the Academy. That is a teaching Buddha. The Buddha that represents teachers. And we'll see how that goes. It's a little bit brighter, huh? A little bit brighter. There, okay. I think that's a little good. We have, if that's an incense, it's actually white sage, and it comes in a stick form, and it is wildcrafted out of, I believe it's Oregon. And I've used those for a really long time. And of course, the candle's lit for us today. And we'll get to the card that was drawn this morning. And for those who are just joining us and have never been here with us in the mornings, what I every morning I draw a card just so that I am aware of the energy that's flowing for the day, and energy that's important for me to know. And then I started adding it to our Instagram account quite some time ago. And the beginning of the month, I thought, hey, maybe our community on Facebook would also like to know a little bit about this. Although I do post the Instagram posting at Facebook too, also I should say. But this live stream has more to do with kind of like the backstory of the card draw and memories that it trips for me. And also we're sharing, just information about it. And so anyway, we have, oh, good, thank you. I'm so glad you like the altar, Tina. The blanket on there is actually a Pendleton horse blanket. And it's one of my favorites. And the two pictures on the back wall there were gifted to me by my good friend, my sister, Minnie Kansman. That is Grandmother Earth and Grandfather Sky sand paintings. And yeah, love it. Good morning, Cindy Lynn. So good to have you here. We're just going to get started. I was just going to share the card draw for the day. And every morning I do this, right? And the intention, I call my spiritual team in and I ask them to show me, please show me the energy that's important for me to know today and that I can share with others. And that means through social media, right? And so this is the card that came up this morning. This is Vision Quest, and the energy behind it is seeking and finding. And I love the artwork on these cards. I'm going to hold it just a little bit closer so you guys can see it. Seeking and finding. You know, some tribal nations here in the United States, Turtle Island, call it crying for a dream, for a vision. Seeking. I just love that artwork. There's so much in there. You know, actually every single card has the colors of the medicine wheel on it. Black, red, white, yellow. And through the Seneca Nation, that's the way the author, Jamie Sams, because that's her background. The Seneca Nation is from the Northeast, part of the Iroquois Nation, the Haudenosaunee. And so they also have the color blue, much like Potawatomi. That's who I'm enrolled with. And we have the Blue Road, which is the Spirit Road. That's the road that goes from east to west. And the good Red Road goes from south to north, right? And so every one of the cards has the colors of the medicine wheel on it. Vision Quest. So Vision Quest, I have to say that I have, it's also known as being put up on the hill. It's also known as searching for, the truth. And the truth is what's inside. And so basically, it seems to me that most of the nations here on Turtle Island, there's 567 federally recognized nations, but there's also many more, because there's many that are not recognized by the federal government for one reason or another. But there's many more tribes than the 567. And each one has a different way of interpreting the medicine wheel. And they also have a slightly different interpretation or meaning of the Vision Quest. And it really is the Oceti-Sakowin, the Great Sioux Nation, who actually brought quite a bit of information to the public regarding Vision Quest. And the term Vision Quest has probably been around for, since the 70s, people going out west to be put up on the hill. The Vision Quest is, with the Oceti-Sakowin, is one of the 7 gifts that was given to them by the Creator through the White Buffalo Calf Woman. But all nations has a way of connecting with the Creator, with Spirit, to get information, to get clarity, to get the truth about themselves. And really the Vision Quest is about searching for what you're meant to do here. Some people would call it your soul contract. Some people would call it your medicine walk. Some people would call it your earth walk, the reason why you're here, what to experience, and how your gifts that you came into this lifetime, natural gifts from the Creator, how they are shared with the world. All right. How they're shared with the world. And then you add on top of that your life experiences, including education of all kinds, formal education, informal education, and how all of that is expressed through you and your innate gifts. Okay, so the Vision Quest is about searching. It's about looking for your truth, and there is a process to a Vision Quest. If you're going to do an official Vision Quest, it is strongly suggested that you have an elder, somebody who has already done a Vision Quest, and so they have experience with it, Some people would actually say to have a medicine person available to you to lead you through the preparation of the vision quest, because you just don't go out into nature just to do it. There's some preparation that needs to be done beforehand. And then you have not just somebody to help, a mentor to lead you through it and to get you prepared for it, but also to help you afterwards, to help you integrate it, to do a ceremony afterwards. It's almost like welcoming you home to your truth. And it's and every nation does it a little different. Okay. And also, I want to add that for those that are of European descent, that you're indigenous, your ancestors, you're indigenous to another or a different continent. Okay, there's a reason why you came in with that DNA, with that heritage, with that ancestral line, is to research it, look it up, and see if they have something similar to this. And incorporate that into your experience, because there's a reason why, to help you remember what you already hold inside you through your DNA, and to uncover that and to claim it, right? And chances are that there's an indigenous, some might call it pagan, experience that is already established. And so and to get acquainted with that and see what resonates with you with that. What I've noticed is that when you go back far enough and you're talking about nature-based religions, nature-based belief systems, we have a common thread. We have something in common in the different ceremonies. And so look for the commonality, and see how that resonates with you, okay? So Jamie Sams, of course, writes from about the vision quest from two different perspectives, her Seneca perspective and also the Oshati-Sakoi, the Great Sioux Nation perspective. And what she says about the vision quest is very interesting. She says that the vision quest is one of the oldest tools used by tribal people to seek direction for life. Tribal people. If you go back far enough, everybody comes from a tribe. Everybody. So the medicine person is the guide, right? The physical guide. And the seeker is sent to a remote location in nature, and they're there for 3 to 4 days. And what they do is they set up a sacred circle. They set up their sacred space, their boundary, right? And they can make it as large or as small as they want, knowing that they can't leave that circle. They can't leave that circle. That's if you do one that's very similar to the Oshati-Sakoi method, process. So within that sacred circle, what they're doing is they are noticing nature all around them, getting information from nature, watching their dreams, what comes up in their dreams. The more traditional way to do this is no food, no water for 3 to 4 days. And you're waiting for the vision to occur. And the preparation of that has lots to do with the purification, and going into a sweat lodge to do a sweat, smoking the chanupa, a holy pipe, doing lots of prayers. There's a lot days of preparation, and so when you're in the circle, now I haven't done it this way. Okay, I have not done a vision quest in this way. Basically, and here's the commonality, is that you're letting go. You're letting go of your ego. You're letting go of what you think it should be. And when you think that you've let go enough, then you let go some more. Literally, it is a surrender to the Creator, to God, to the Spirit, to the spirits that are helping you. And when you let go, when you do that final surrender, and your spirit helpers come in, the ones that are going to be helping you on your life path, on your soul contract. They're there to help you express your gifts, to be able to claim your gifts, and also to rely on them while you're on your journey. So talking to them, asking them for help. And then when it's done, going to that elder, your mentor, and sharing what you experienced during the vision quest. And they're in contact with their spiritual team, their spiritual guides, so that they can help you understand, answer questions you might have regarding that. My mother would say, trying to put it in a language that people would understand, this mentor, this elder, this medicine person is kind of like your godparent in a way. Okay. Not quite the same, but similar. They're there to help guide you, to know the ceremonies, to teach you the ceremonies, to create, to do a ceremony for you. So they're there for you to lean on when you are learning about the ceremonies, when you're learning about the clarity, right? That's why they're there. That's why it's good to have somebody in your corner who can fill that role for you. And when you look in your own DNA, your own connection through your lineage, through your heritage, through your ancestors, that's a good way to learn some of those creation stories too. Oh my goodness, is to sit and listen to those around a campfire. There's nothing like it. So let me just double check here. She says that vision quests are one tool used by those seeking direction in life. Every time anyone seeks the silence of the balanced heart, the intuitive process can allow the truth to come forward. I'm going to say that again because it's really important. Every time anyone seeks the silence of the balanced heart, the intuitive process can allow the truth to come forward. Your truth. And to me, that balance is about balancing your heart, which is your soul, and your mind, which is your ego, right? And you're living your life from your high heart, and that it becomes one. This is your balanced walk, your walk of beauty on your earth walk, right? And that's where we're all wanting to go, how we want to walk in this life. At least a lot of us in Star Nation's community, that's what we're striving for, is to be able to walk in balance, to walk in beauty. That's what that means. And that we're allowing our soul to lead us, where our mind or our ego is the servant of the soul, not the other way around. And that we have the balance, because we still need the ego. That's a part of us. That's a part of our wholeness. And so I like that. I like the silence of the balanced heart. She goes on to say that the vision created from the truth is the heart's desire to walk in beauty. A vision of the sacred path is always clear. So many times, we get into our head. We get into our head and we overthink it, and we start ruminating about it, and then pretty soon we're doubting. We're doubting our intuition. We're doubting what we experienced. Was that real? Was that my imagination? Yeah, been there, done that, experienced it. And then you look at how many synchronicities happen in a single day, right? Yeah. Elise says, love what you have to say each day. Oh, Elise, thank you so much. That's sweet. Thank you. And really, it really is spirit, because spirit is the one that, when I'm shuffling the cards, spirit is the one that's kicking out the card that of the information, the energy that's important for us to know about today, to witness the unfolding of it and how we can incorporate the information that resonates with us, right? It's like, for me, it's like kind of reading a book. Not all the information in that book is meant for me. Sometimes, and I've done this, I've read a whole book and there was only maybe one or two sentences in there that kind of went, wow, that's something. And I read the whole book, but the only thing I got out of it was like two sentences of information. But that's about discerning for ourselves, right? That's about discerning for ourselves. And so, thank you, Elise. And this is for me, this is what it's like to work with spirit. Is to take the information, take a look at it, and see how it unfolds for you today. The Vision Quest. Looking for your own truth. Seeking your own truth. She goes on to say that, got to find the beginning. On the physical journey, the good red road affords the seeker hundreds of lessons that lead to inner knowing. The goal is to reach the place of inner serenity so that the inner world is equal to the outer world. When the two worlds are one, we become the living dream. Okay, so those of you who have studied Awakening the Illuminated Heart with me and learning the language of no words, that's the heart. This is about how we create our environment when our head and our heart are acting as one, right? And it's how we manifest, it's how we see, how we use our Merkaba, our Leonardo sphere in that manifestation. So it's when the two worlds are one, we become the living dream. I like that. I like that a lot. So she goes on to say about the application of the card. She says the Vision Quest card speaks of a time of new directions or strengthening of the present path based on personal truth. So just getting this card alone this morning, and this is energy that I asked for, that was the most important for us to know today, is that the card speaks of a time of new directions or strengthening of the present path based on a personal truth. She says that sometimes to find this truth, it's necessary to enter the silence and remove personal confusion. In other instances, it's necessary to actually go on a vision quest. This card tells you that the course of your life needs to be clarified through vision. It's now time to ask for assistance from the allies and your ancestors so that your choices will be reinforced with their wisdom and their assistance. Seeking your personal answers is keynote. Seeking your personal answers is keynote, your own truth. Trusting those feelings and following them with action is the way to find the truth. Remember, in seeking, you're asking for answers. Be willing to accept and recognize the truth when it comes to you. Recognition and acceptance always precede inner knowing. Recognition and acceptance always precede inner knowing. The Vision Quest. Now, like I said earlier, that not all tribal nations do a vision quest exactly the same. When I've done a vision quest a couple of times, and both times I used more of a Potawatomi way of doing this. You can go outdoors, you can go camping and go in the silence outdoors and be with nature for 3 or 4 days. And you can do it without drink or water. But my Misho had said to us that it's not about jeopardizing your life, your physical life. If you have a medical issue, is to make sure you're safe. And that if, for instance, say if you're a diabetic, you want to make sure that you're still doing your blood glucose tests to make sure that you're in the healthy range, right? You might end up being still in the healthy range, but maybe at the lower numbers during the fast. And to be prepared, you know, if your blood glucose drops below 70, that's not good. That's not good. So you want to be prepared. You want to have honey. You want to have water, so that you can mix it, the honey, dilute it, and take it in. And so you want to be safe. That's what it means to have an elder or a medicine person available to you while you're going through it, so that those kinds of things are taken care of. And so for me, in the Potawatomi tradition, we hold, especially those of us who have the belief in the dream drum or the big drum, that it's our dreams. It's in our dreams that's where we're going to get the connection with spirit. Because our dreams, and I'm sure many of you have had these kind of dreams where you can't tell if it's which reality it is. Is it the 3D reality or is it another dimensional reality? Because it seems so real, your dream, right? And so when I did my 2 vision quests, that's the method, if you want to call it, the tradition that I used, was our own tradition. And my first one that I did, I was in my late 30s, early 40s when I did my first one. And my second one was 5 years ago. I think it was 5 years ago. Yeah. And you know, and looking for the truth, looking for your own truth. And the power animal that came to me the second time. The first time it was an eagle, and the second time it was a spirit horse. And so able to afterwards talk to my mom about it, because she was my local elder to hold that space for me. But I, you know, the thing is that I couldn't remove myself from my daily life 100%. My silence, my space apart was in my meditation room, my medicine room. And that's where I spent a good portion of the day when I was not taking care of my mom. I also helped prepare meals, because there are certain meals that my mom has to have, and I didn't want to leave that responsibility to my husband. My family was not available to help, and so I did the best I could, and it worked. It worked. I think it depends on your intention and what kind of heart you go in with. And I was impatient, though. I wanted to give me the vision. Give me the vision, because once you get the vision, you're done, right? You don't have to do the full 4 days. Of course, my vision didn't come until the 4th morning. And it was, gosh, you know, I had helped my mom with her bath and her breakfast. And my husband works 3rd shift. So he was just coming home when I was finishing things up. And I said, you know what? I think I need to go back to bed, because I had this headache, and I checked my blood glucose, and that was fine. And so I went upstairs, and I was going to lay down for a couple hours. And Paul was he was gonna be up for some time. And I literally, I surrendered. I surrendered. I cried. I had no reason. I had no reason, and I didn't even know what I was crying about or for. But the tears were flowing, sobbing, and yeah. Paul even came up to check on me and kept saying, "Are you okay? You okay?" And I said, and I kept trying to reassure him, "I'm fine. I'm fine." And so anyway, I finally fell asleep. And in that in between time of awake and asleep is when I was visited by the spirit, and literally could smell the horse, could hear him breathing on me. And so we spent some time together and asking him some questions, and listening to what he had to say to me. But that was my last vision quest. So you don't um, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to be put up on the hill. If you want that experience, that's fine. Just make sure you find somebody that you trust to get you prepared to do it. Okay, to be out there up on the hill. And yeah, if you have questions about it, just private message me, and I'll see if I can do to help you answer questions. But that's a vision quest. I also want to read you the poem, because it's always Jamie Sam's poems are really good, aren't they? I like them a lot. The vision quest. She writes, high upon sacred mountain, with unrestricted view, the clarity of vision comes to us anew. Direction with purpose, great mystery will bring strong medicine allies to grace our medicine dreams. The vision quest. So what are you seeking? What truth are you seeking for yourself? Your own truth. Watch how the energy unfolds today for you. What spirit brings to you. Messages, synchronicities. And how can you apply it? How can you apply it? And yeah, this I like this card a lot. I did. It touches on so many aspects of our life, our medicine walk, our earth walk. So I wish you the best Sunday, the rest of the day, enjoying yourself and maybe kicking back and relaxing a bit since it's Sunday, and spending time with family. Wishing you well. And thank you so much for being with me this morning to listen about the card draw, the energy for the day. This is not a formal show here on Star Nations. I haven't decided if that's something that's actually going to happen with this live stream or not. But in the meantime, we get to spend time together in the mornings. I think it was Elise. Elise had said, I wish more people would come to this. I haven't promoted it hardly at all. So if you have somebody that you think that would enjoy spending time together like this in the morning, just let them know. Invite them. Share it with them. It does get recorded, and so they can always listen to the recording too. Now, I just want to share just a couple things with you about what's coming up this week for Star Nation. We got some shows coming up. Paul Krause, the Paul Krause Show is on Monday night at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. He's from Kyoto, Japan. And so he does his live stream show from Kyoto. His guest is his good friend, Francis Robbins, and they're talking about loneliness and isolation. It's going to be a good show. They work really well together, Francis and Paul. So if that you want to join, it's at the Paul Krause fan page. You can always do that. And I share it to the main fan page too. So you'll be able to find it hopefully easy. And then after Paul Krause's show is the Julie Hedges show, The Tarot Journey. Now, Julie is doing a replay this month because she has had some health issues. And so we're just being as supportive for her and with her as we can. And so she's taking some time off this month so that she can recuperate. But her show, her replay, you might find very interesting and enjoyable. It is an interview that she did with music artist Donna, Donna DeLaurie. And this is an interview that they did back in 2015, October of 2015. And so you may find, if you love music and spiritual music, I think you'll like that one. Now, there's something else going on Monday afternoon at 3 p.m. East, Central, 4 p.m. Eastern, and 9 p.m. UK time. I'm teaming up with show host Mervyn Kelly. His show is From Star to Stone. But Mervyn and I do a show once a month about caring for elderly parents. And so Monday afternoon, we're going to be doing a live stream show about caring for elderly parents and the caregivers who are empaths. They're empathic, and how we have tools that can help us. And one of those tools are stones and crystals. And so we're going to be sharing about how stones and crystals can help empathic caregivers of elderly parents. Yeah, it should be a good show. And then Tuesday at a special time, Tuesday noon, I believe it is, Central Time, 1 o'clock Eastern, is my show, Communications from Home. Why midday? What's going on, right? Well, my guest is Amantha Murphy. And a lot of you may know Amantha because you've attended one of her classes. Amantha is a friend of mine from Ireland, and she's a spiritual teacher. She is a Siobhan. That means a medicine woman or wise woman, a yes woman, from the Irish shaman. I don't want to call it that, but hey, that's a word everybody recognizes. So Amantha's going to be with me in an interview. We're going to try to do it live stream where she's actually with us. And you guys can see her. The internet quality when you live out in the country can get kind of spotty. And she lives in a gorgeous place in Ireland, out in the country, in County Clare, I think it is. I could be wrong. But she's going to be with me. And so we're going to be talking about female storytellers, because she's one of the best storytellers I know. And so hopefully you'll be able to join us during the live stream on Tuesday afternoon, noon Central Time. Okay. Oh, one last thing. I know I'm keeping you guys a long time today, but look, I got something in the mail I want to share with you. This came yesterday. And as I open it up, okay, this is how they come to me every month. And if you like reading material that you hold on to, this is the Star Nations magazine. The packing of it, and it's all biodegradable. There's no plastic. All right, so here is the print on demand Star Nations magazine. This is the May issue. This just showed up yesterday. I like it. I love it, in fact. I know I'm partial. I can't help it. So, it's things like this that make me smile. This is Tony Charrette's article. And Tony's writing about the paranormal from his perspective, which is, he is Ojibwa. He is an Anishinaabeg man, and he writes for us every other month. And so he's talking about the paranormal in your everyday life. And it's the pictures. Here's Patty Herdia's health and healing article, and she's writing about food. Yeah. So I get to, sometimes, when I first look at it, I'm looking at, oh, that looks good. That turned out really great. Or, uh-oh, we got to tweak that one. Next issue, we're going to have to change that up a little bit. But I don't get to do that until after my mom reads it. Because she gets it first to read, and then I go through it with more of a critiquing kind of eye. Because technically, by the time this arrives in the mail, and it takes about 10 days. You order it from magcloud.com, our partners for the print on demand, the PDF and the web version. But if you order the print on demand, it takes about 10 days. About 10 days for it to arrive. And we do the print on demand because so far, it is much more saving some trees, and not having the waste, right? Although as soon as I can figure out how I'm going to have an assistant, we're going to offer the printed magazine as a subscription. I just need help with it, is what that boils down to. So I just wanted to share that with you because I'm very excited about it. Tina says, I can't wait for that show. Which show? I talked about 4 of them. Either any one of them. I'm going to be very happy you're going to join us, Tina. So enjoy your Sunday. I'm going to go down and I need to finish my tea. I need to do I'm going to write this afternoon. I'm going to go and sit in the Four Seasons and write my June editorial. I like writing. So, hey, Ann Retzloff, you just joined us. And we're just finishing up. What time is your show on the elderly? The time for that show is tomorrow afternoon. It is 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern. And because there's a lot of people who follow Mervyn Kelly out of the UK, that's 9 p.m. UK time. So what is that Pacific time out in California? That would be what? 1 o'clock? 1 o'clock in the afternoon? Yeah, something like that. Yep, we're going to be talking about empathic caregivers and how stones and crystals can help you. Yep. Okay, well, enjoy your Sunday, and I'll see you tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning, I might be on earlier, like about a half hour early or so. Talk about elderly parents. I'm helping my mother-in-law with something tomorrow, and I need to drive her an hour and a half. So I'll be on the road driving at 10 a.m. Central Time when we usually do the card for the day. I might be on like around 8:30. I'll let you know. Okay. Otherwise, I'm not sure how we're going to do that because the show, I'm going to come home and I'm going to have a little time between coming home and having the elderly parent show. So see me about 8:30. We're going to try to fit it in. Okay. All right. Yes, it is. Tina, it will be recorded. All of the live stream shows are recorded. You can find the shows that I do right here at the main fan page for Star Nations. Yeah. And we also archive our shows through YouTube. And so you can also go to our YouTube channel and listen to any one of the shows, the live stream shows that we've done since last October, I think it was. Yeah, October. So, and I can put the link to the YouTube channel, and that way you can watch them anytime you want. You can do the same thing here at Facebook, but some people like to be able to do it through YouTube and get the playlist, right? Yeah. Okay. I know. Sorry I kept you guys so long today. It's Sunday. I had a lot to say, I guess. Have a good day, and we'll see you soon, okay? Bama Bina. That's Potawatomi for until we see each other again.